Get this shit together. Gosh. Okay, welcome to the full moon in Virgo. And here it is supposed to be about details and I forget to record. It's like showing everybody really how it's meant to go. So that tells you also too that the sun is currently in Pisces. So that tells you the dreaminess and the floaty. So I'm full of like little lists of things to say, but I also know that if I didn't actually write them down, then the dreaminess of Pisces might be actually, I'll wander off and get lost in a story. So a little list of things to mention. So welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us here at the full moon in Virgo intuitive tarot reading for the Osho deck that I use. And a little bit of tech issues. Going to turn off my phone. And so essentially, I think the most important thing about this particular time for everybody is that I think there's about 6 or 7 planets in Pisces. So if you're feeling really challenged to stay really focused and really on track with everything, please don't give yourself a hard time. It's actually kind of really not surprising because the Pisces time is actually the time to vision for the next astrological year that's going to kick off in Aries in March. And when I say March, that's obviously later this month. So we've just kicked into March now. And also too, for those who are interested, the moon peaked literally at about 9 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. So it's pretty exciting that this is probably, really as close as you can get for the timing of this full moon reading. So, and I have one card to read for someone who can't make it due to time zones. So, however, what I will be doing is in future, if you can't make it, then really the message is to everybody, I won't draw a special card for those who can't make it. Just trust that the message you get for the entire reading is totally, totally perfect. So today we have a couple of people on the call. We have Anna Marie and we also have Jody. So we shall see who else joins us. And in the meantime, I also I was watching my last reading and I was having a laugh at how much head was flicking all over the place. And then I was watching an interview with George Clooney and David Letterman, and he was told, George Clooney that is, he was told by Steven Spielberg that if he didn't move his head so much, he'd be really great in the movies. So I'm going to try and stay really still and see how I go. So it may work and it may not, but at least I'm conscious of it now, and I'm really, really aware of it. Okay, so our first card, which is for the collective around this full moon for Virgo, is actually a really beautiful card. It's called Receptivity, and it's absolutely stunning because fundamentally that's really what this energy is about regarding the Piscean energy. So even though we're in the full moon in Virgo, everyone's in a really, really receptive energetic space. And so it's not surprising if you might find yourself being pulled out of alignment. And looking at sovereignty and the whole idea of being self-empowered, have a look at where your receptivity is. We're a bit like antennas in a sense. We take in energy from all of those around us. And so it's really easy to get pulled out of alignment when we are like this big sponge of information. And so take time to tune in and go, hang on a tick, is what I'm thinking and feeling, and in this, this place of absolute receptivity, is it really mine? Is it something that I really need to stand in for myself? Or am I actually being really receptive to other people's, stuff? And, there's a lot going on at the moment energetically. And oh gosh, I say that every time I think, and when is there not a lot going on? So just slowing down, taking this time to be receptive to ideas, but trusting that they're yours and they're not someone else's, because some people have a powerful energetic projection and it's really easy to take on their stuff. And we may not realize we're doing that. So now's the time to slow down, tune in with this Piscean energy and really just feel, is it mine or is it someone else's? Because we are reception antennas. That's what we do. As human beings, we're magnetic beings, and we also function on an electronic wavelength. There's a frequency that we function on. So this receptivity means that, you know, sometimes we take in stuff unconsciously and we're not really always aware of it. So slow down and check that out for yourself. Good time to tune in. Okay, so the next card is for Lenka, and Lenka is in Ireland. And this time of the day is definitely not going to work for her. I think it's you know, 1 or 2 in the morning. So anyway, card for Lenka. Okay, Lenka. This is a card called Change. And the beautiful thing about this card is that it's actually where we're asked to come into the center of our own storm, because the more peaceful we are in our center of our storm, we can witness the craziness that goes on around us and not get as easily pulled. But if we slow down and if we get caught up in other people's dramas, it pulls us to the outer edge of that storm. And when that happens, we get pulled off center. So this is really important time to look at, you know, staying centered, staying grounded, witness what's going on around you, and just slow it all down. And you'll find that everything will get really eerily peaceful. But what will be powerful is that you'll witness the craziness that's going on around you. You'll be able to be more present to yourself and to those who might need that support if you can drop in deeply enough, and making sure that you don't get pulled out by other people's dramas, because it's all too easy. It's like a big storm. It's like a cyclonic, hurricane kind of storm, this card, and that's about staying in the eye of your own storm and where it's really peaceful and calm. So really good message for you there, Lenka. Okay, so next card we have here is Anna Marie's card, and we're going to, here we go, Innocence. This is beautiful. This is about staying playful and staying kind of, you know, really not letting all of the stuff that flies on around you get to you, and stay in the reason why you do what you do. You know, there's a purpose to it. There's a higher calling in some aspects to what you choose to do with your vocation. And what I'm getting with this card is to stay looking at the reason why you do it, because when you get back to the absolute essence of it, there's an innocence and a beauty to that. And, you know, getting pulled out, same as the change card. If you get pulled outside of that innocence and outside of that focus on the simplicity and the beauty of what you're doing, then, you know, you get caught up in other stuff, and it's going to affect why you're doing what you're doing. So remind yourself why you even do it in the first place. This is a really beautiful message. And now's the good time too, I've mentioned it before, to tune into the vision of what you want for the next psychological. It's all psychological. The next astrological year, you know, we've got about nearly 3 weeks left in the Pisces time. Drop in and vision and have a good look at the purpose and the essence of the work you do and where you want to take it in the next 12 months. It's a really powerful time to tap into this. And so remembering the beauty of it. If you don't come back into that, then yeah, you'll be off center, and you won't be as you won't be where you want to be in 12 months time, you know. So there's the reason why you started to do this work, the reason why you absolutely were drawn to the kind of work that you do using all of the natural fibers and everything. There's a reason for this, and I think it's all going to really show itself on a level that you didn't expect, so you haven't really probably realized it's going to come clearer and clearer over the next year. Okay, so it's a beautiful time to drop in and vision that and get clearer and just see what's going to happen for you. And the next card is for Jody, and I think Jody told me she was driving somewhere, hence she's got her little video off, but that's all cool too. Okay, Jody, this card is projections. It's where you are in dynamic with other people and having a good look at seeing where the projections of other people and where you project onto other people too. Just be aware of this. It's probably a really good time to slow down and have a good look at all the people you've got in your world and see who's triggering you the most. And with that context of who's triggering you, it would be really good for you to slow it all down and have a good look at what they're triggering you. You know, is it an old story where you give your power away, or is it just, you know, just some people are in that zone, and no matter what's going on for them, they just are projectors. I know that. When I say projectors, it's about they can't help but push their energy outwards. and sometimes they're unconscious of it. And it's a challenge to be in that environment with these people who just do that. So have a look at why it's triggering you too. That's really important, because if there's an old story there, really worth pulling out and sitting down and tuning into what's going on the deeper level for you. And then you can, work your way through clearing all of that. So this is a really beautiful message here for everybody. What we've got is the reminder that we are receptive. It's really, we are all sponges, and this is the collective card. And I think it's really easy to forget how collective, how receptive we are, but this is the perfect time to realize it. Pisces energy, and also then with the precision of Virgo energy and the full moon, which is also the reflection of the sun onto the moon. It's all about detail. Have a look at the detail of what it is that you're receiving, because you are a big, transmitter, and we're, a big receiver, like a radio receiver. So it's a good time to have a look at that. And then, as well, and coming back to the projection card, is this yours or is it someone else's? And are they really unconscious and unaware of that? So, but coming back to, it's really easy to get caught up in someone else's storm, and it's asking you to slow down. And because we are so receptive, we're probably accidentally getting whipped up into a storm, not realizing. And this is where we have to slow it all down, come back to the essence of who we are, the innocence of who we are, the purpose, and really coming back to the simplicity of who we are. And I think that's a really beautiful, beautiful message. It's really easy to forget this when we get caught up in storm, and we get caught up in receiving so much information, because we are in the information age, and it's very challenging, the age of Aquarius. But it's also about collective consciousness. Are we feeling everybody else's stuff? And on many levels, there's a power to being so aware and so conscious, but there's also the power of staying solid in who we are and coming back to our essence. And that's really easy to get lost if we aren't careful. And that's, again, that projection card. Having a good look at that and seeing whether or not, because we're so receptive, because it's easy to get caught up in storm, we lose the essence of who we are. And then the projections onto other people or even onto us is really, really easy to get caught up in. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming along today. I'm also going to mention a few other little things, because people do ask me what it is that I do. And so I essentially am an advocate for sovereignty. And sovereignty, what that means to me fundamentally is self-responsibility. And it's about divine sovereignty, self-responsibility, understanding who we are, coming back to this essence. I think this is a good one to remind of this. And really, my job is to learn and understand this about myself. And the more I stand in my strength, and the more I stand in my truth, and the more I stand in this power, the more powerful it is for me to stay being able to hold the space for other people. I sincerely believe that the world we're in is a place of massive challenges to stay true to ourselves, when the government and banking and these industries tell us how we should be. And there's a part of us that goes, no. So what do? How do we stay true to ourselves? And I think it's very easy to get caught. So what I offer is intuitive mentoring around staying true to yourself, and also recognizing where you're getting pulled out. So it's an intuitive mentoring process that enables me to tune into what's going on for you, and then looking at the bigger picture of where your influences are in your life, where you've been caught up, and stories that you might be carrying, or probably are carrying, because we all do. We're all got story in our body. That's the thing that we probably don't realize. We're receptive beings, and we carry story in our body through our DNA. This is proven by science. But there's also, the proof is that we carry story in our cells. So I offer intuitive mentoring to help people get clear on stuff around fear and anxiety, getting clear on where you want to go, what you want to get, understand about yourself. And I also offer craniosacral bodywork and psychosomatic therapy, because it's an integrated process. And with the bodywork, that's about clearing the old story from the body, using the craniosacral therapy and the psychosomatic therapy, so that you can stand more in who you are. So it's, yeah, I just wanted to share that with people because a lot of people have been questioning that, and I don't often say it in these recordings, but it's just to let you know the reason why I do it, and also the energy behind a lot of these readings is fundamentally to help you see your strength and understand where you give your power away. And I see that as my job, in a manner of speaking, to help you get clear. And then once you're in that place of strength, you then can make better decisions for yourself. You're more naturally self-empowered and you make better choices. And I think it's really easy to go outside ourselves because we've been taught to go outside ourselves by our very culture. This is about staying empowered. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming along today. And the next reading is going to be in about 2 weeks' time. Maybe, yeah, it's going to be the new moon in Pisces. So very soft, very powerful, very visioning energy. And, yeah, I think it's hold on to your seats because you'll be seeing a lot of stuff. The veil is lifting and our ability to vision is getting stronger and stronger. So this next 2 weeks is a really amazing time to step in. And we have one more person who's joined the call, Charlie. So Charlie said thank you with a little love heart, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Charlie. So anyway, a little bit late to receive a card, but there is the reading for everybody and it's all there. So I'll put this video up and, yeah, we'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been wonderful to have you here. Take care.